Well, right from the word go, you guys have been very supportive, particularly with the setup of the business where, you have to apply for business names and all sorts of things to be taken care of, and which if you'd had to perhaps find your own way through that, it would have been very trying, and of course you're very well practiced at that, and so getting up and running was relatively easy. It was probably the banks and other third parties that caused more grief in trying to get your finance organised and everything like that, but from the beginning, you got me up and running, and then and you're always available for a phone call, if you've got questions about any aspect of your business. I think particularly early on, quoting was always an area, cause you to lose sleep, are you charging enough, too much, and so the feedback was really useful. And then, as you progress, you get comfortable making your own decisions. But just knowing that you're there, and also the other franchisees, I remember early on having a breakdown, the axle broke, and I had all my gear on board, and I wasn't going anywhere. And I was able to ring a franchisee that I'd never met at the time. He stopped what he was doing and came with an empty trailer and rescued my gear so I could get my trailer to be repaired, and so having that supportive network, both franchisor and other franchisees, it's a godsend.
Yeah, all I can say is that I'll just back that up 100%. I think the key word's support. So from the very beginning when I started, you guys, I can't speak for all franchisors, but you guys were there for anything, any stupid question that I had, anything that I look back now and think some of the questions I asked were just ridiculous. But Russell and yourself sort of took the time to explain everything. There was never a drama. So if I contacted you guys, you'd be contacting me that day, the next day. But it was always a priority to make sure that we felt comfortable and that we were in a good place. So yeah, no, I think it's been fantastic, and as Simon said, with the extension of the gyms themselves, like we've trained some guys together, and like today Wally's here who's going to do this too. Simon and I both trained, and I think that I'd like to think that if anything, when you start with gyms, you give it back. So like as you know, we don't get paid to train guys, but I remember when I started, I needed the support, so then in turn you want to give it back, and it's good to see that guys like Wally and that are now sort of thriving, starting their own business, enjoying it, and it's nice to be a part of it. And it's a bit of a team. Even though we all work together and we've got no idea what everybody's workload is, we're supporting each other, and it's if they do need a hand, we're there.
Multiple ways really, the newsletters, the meetings every month, the constant phone calls, asking how I'm going, if I need any help. Really they're always there, and I can't complain one bit about it.
I think it was me who been throwing a lot of questions since the start, and they are more than willing and more than happy to answer the questions. Even at a certain time of the night, I do call, or I do text, or I do email, and I always get the response, or exceeded the response that I was looking for. More than helpful, I would say. And I think I wouldn't get to this point that I've been doing this for more than 2 years now without the support and the assistance that I get from them.
Look, I can tell you one thing, and every time I had an issue, I always call them, and they've been there for me. And even like there's occasions where I have called Russell and say, look, I don't have the answer, but look, mate, give me a few minutes and I'll get back to you. So there's always,